Welcome back to the channel, Cooking with Adzey. Now, what have we got on the menu today? USA pork rack ribs. Now, these are a classic, especially when they're done right. Now, I'll just show you. They're pretty meaty. These are a mark down at Coles, like 50% off. So, now what I do with my ribs first is I've started boiling my water. I blanch them for about 10 minutes just so they start to peel back off the bone. And I've got 3 little ones there. So I'm just going to chuck them in. I've just got water in there for now. These are just going to make sure they keep tender, okay? So what we want to do is just put them straight in your water there. I just added a little bit of salt, might add a tiny bit more, not too much. And just let them blanch away like that. Let them do the thing. Now, while they're doing that, we're going to make our dry rub mix first. Now what you need is Chinese 5-spice. This is a very strong spice, so we're only going to go half a teaspoon of this because this is strong flavour. Like that. Smoked paprika. We need a good lunk of that, so that's probably 2 teaspoons, guys. 1, 2. Some cumin. Just 1 teaspoon of that. Oh, it's not even open. There we go. She's open now. Got stuck into her. Alright, 1 cumin, garlic salt, teaspoon of that. And now this is optional. This is like a fiery, like a chili rub, if you want to say so. This is the one I got from the markets. It's got all the stuff in there, but it's quite hot. So we'll just go a teaspoon of that. Salt and pepper. And now we just combine it all. And this is just the spice mix for it. And then obviously we've got sauce in it. So get you one of the trusty things of this. It's pretty fine anyway, so, and that's smelling really good. So first, after I blanch them, obviously I'll let them cool down for a bit. And then I'll chuck my spices on, like that. Rub them on there like that. And then I'll make a sauce. Now, for my sauce today, I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's. If you don't know what Sweet Baby Ray's is, you've probably been living under a rock. Now, with the Sweet Baby Ray's also, I will use, where is it? There it is. Some rice malt. Rice malt syrup. This is like just a sweetener and a honey. So I'll add those 2 together for the sauce. And some brown sugar. Some brown sugar and some soy sauce. And that is it. And these are going to be beautiful. So I'll probably blanch them for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to slow cook them in the oven for probably 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm probably thinking 130 degrees, very low. I want these to just not fall off the bone, but just like be really soft when you bite into them. So can't wait. As you can see, they're boiling now. I've just turned the heat off, right? I don't boil them for a long time. I just boil them till you see how the bones are just sticking through the meat there, like that? I'll show you on this one too. See how you can see them? That's when I know that they're ready to turn the heat off, and then just leave them in the water. Leave them in the water like that. Okay, let that cool down, then we'll take them out. This is just going to be sitting under the pork ribs because I'm going to slow cook them in the oven, just for extra flavour. So just cutting them up pretty normal. Where that one went everywhere. And now garlic clove, peel that back. Doesn't matter how rough it is because it's just going to be for extra flavour underneath, so it's all good. I'll cut that into a few different bits there, like so. And now I've got my beef stock cubes that I made in my other video, so they're going to be fantastic. They're just going to be sitting underneath the garlic and onions, and they'll just melt down to a paste. Now, there is a little membrane on these pork ribs, and when you peel them back, you can really rip them off nice and easy. So that's probably the easiest way you can do it. for me anyway. See how they're just starting to peel back off the bone? And that membrane is just under the skin. Sorry, the onions are hectically good. Now there's no membrane on that one, I don't know why. This one's just not being nice to me. That's alright. We'll get most of it off. I don't think it's going to matter. Peel it off as best as you can anyway. Well, there's onions, I tell you. Right, I'm happy with that. I'll just peel it back. It's not going to matter too much. Don't worry about it if you don't want to. See, I can't be bothered today. Who cares? Now, straight on your spice rub mix. Let's get this seasoned. Both sides of the rib, obviously, guys. Turn that big boy over. That's Goliath. That's the big boy. I can't wait for these. Generous amount of your seasoning on each of the ribs. Like so. On the other sides. Just mix it all in. There's heaps on the board here. Catching it all. Alright, once you get all your dry rub on, as best as you can, just put your ribs in your oven dish like so. Everything's gonna come down, so don't worry about that. We'll check them later. So that's the spice mix in, nice and rough as you can see. Now we're going to get onto the sauce because you need some liquid when you want to be braising these slow cooked USA pork ribs. Now I've got my little mixing bowl here. Rice malt syrup. It's like a honey, you can see that. It's just like a sweetener, it's beautiful. Very healthy for you too. Not that unhealthy, but hey. Sweet baby rays. Let's chuck a good amount of this in. This is just the best barbecue sauce. Some soy sauce. Good amount of soy. And some sugar, brown sugar. I'll probably want to put a tablespoon. I'll just do that because that's on there. A tablespoon of brown sugar. And now we're just going to mix it all together. Oh, who's excited? So good. Look at this sauce. Look at that. Sweet baby rays. You've got the sugar. You've got the sweetness. We've got the sharpness in there. And we're just going to paste these. Pour them all over the ribs. Like so. Oh. Make sure there's enough liquid to cover there. We don't want any dry ribs whatsoever today. Might need a tiny bit more. Now I want, just because I want everything to fill, that's only a tiny bit more, fill the liquid. Now otherwise they will be dry. So I have enough rice in there. So this is just coating on there. Remember the stock's going to come out as well. It's going to be a nice braised liquid form. Now you've got them coated like that. How good? Now what I do here, I chuck a little bit of minced garlic on the top. I know we have a fresh clove in there. Nothing like a bit of fresh minced garlic on top of these ribs. Just like so. I love garlic. Don't know about you. I'll just paste that on there like that. That'll just go everywhere, all around the ribs. And of course, I'll wrap them with some aluminium foil. Like this. And this is going to go into the oven now, guys, for probably a couple of hours, 2-3 hours on the lowest setting. And then I'll show you what to do. Alright, it's about that halfway point now. And I just want to wrap them to keep all the moisture in there because I don't want any escaping, and I want my pork ribs to be nice and tender. So, it's going to take a bit of foil. Might wrap them individually, I think. Oh, look at that. They're really starting to come along, aren't they? So we'll throw one in there like that, Just get your little scooper because you'll want the flavour in here. All that sauce, good paste on there. So now we just want to wrap it to hold all the juices in there like that. You get the sides like a nice little parcel like that. We're going to repeat this on every step, and then we're going to cook them for another hour. Alright, and then you just grab your phone. Yeah, how you going, mate? I'd just like to place a takeaway order, thanks. Yeah, just after 3 racks of ribs, mate. There's the barbecue sauce ones you make. Yeah, sort of stuff like that. Yeah, I can pick them up in about half an hour. Okay, thanks, mate. Talk to you later. Oh, order for Adam. Yeah. Okay, mate. Yeah. Bye. All right, sorted the ribs out. Now what you want to do is make your homemade chips. Now I have peeled them, obviously. The bigger ones are easier. Just try and get them to bite size. I'm going to try and go for a sort of wedge cut, and I stick them straight into a cold water thing. There's a bit of science behind these potatoes. I don't know why, but this is what I do, and it works for me every time. So stick to what you know. You just want to chuck them into chunks like that. Now probably put them in the water for about 10 minutes. I think that's got something to do with the starch. I'm not an expert. And then what I do is I boil them. I boil them for about 5 minutes, and then I'll show you what I do. Yeah, just cut them up like that. They're all roughly the same size. Nice sort of chunky, crispy wedge we're going to have at the end. I'm so excited. The ribs smell so good, guys. Alright, smash them in your bowl. Okay, now what I've just got here, I'll tell you is what I do. Obviously, I've just finished the last potato. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Easy. Now, you're going to mix around just in your water, like so. And while you're waiting for your water to boil up, you only want to boil them for about 5 minutes, is make your seasoning. And what I've got in here is rosemary leaves, paprika, salt, garlic salt and pepper. And I forgot to add a little bit of sugar. That's the secret ingredient to making nice, flavourful homemade chips. Now, we get your white sugar. Where's the sugar? This will do. Put a splash of the sugar there. And so what I do, the whole process is I cut them and leave them in for about 10 minutes in that little bowl there. And then, like I said, I boil them, and then I'll put them in, where'd we go? Couple of snap lock bags like this. So chuck it in the snap lock bag, and then we'll chuck it in the freezer. I'm back. Now, the water has been boiling. These have been doing their water thing for about 10 minutes or so. Now I just want to strain them off. Don't want any of that juice in there. Give it a shakeroo. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. In the water for 5 minutes. And just do it. Just do it. Adzey's channel. Adzey's channel. Subscribe. Subscribe. So yeah, just bring them to the boil. That's only a couple of minutes now. I'm putting on a hotter element. So I just want to do that. Then I'm going to strain them. And And then we're going to get ready to freeze them. I can't wait for this. Ribs are just turned off in there. I wrapped them. So now I'll show you the last couple of steps of what I do. And I'm pretty happy. I'm going to turn the stove off, give it a stir. See, they're not falling apart, which I don't want that. Okay, I just want to cook them so they're boiled to get that nice crispiness. Now I'm just going to strain it. A little bit of cold water over the top, stop it cooking. Not falling apart or anything, beautiful. And I'll just sit in there. Now what I like to do is use the same one, save the dish, give it a wee wipe out. Do this as quick as you can so it stops cooking, guys. A little bit of olive oil in your pot. That's still hot, obviously. And just put all the wedges in there and chuck this nice seasoning on the chippies. And stir it, bag it up, and freeze it. And then, obviously, we'll put them in the oven. So I'm very excited about these. Homemade chips, and these will be the best you ever had, guaranteed. Look at that, I'll show you that. See, they're pre-cooked already now, so I'm thinking they're only going to take like 15-20 minutes in the oven, realistically. Righto, and the sauce is to your consistency of liking, thinking. Just want to get your paste up and just start pasting this on. I'll probably do this about, chuck it in the oven, 10 minutes, take it back out, 10 minutes, until all the sauce is gone. And this won't dry out the ribs because you've already slow cooked them. So they're not going to be dry, guys, don't worry about that. Just get a nice coating on there, look at that. Oh, wow. Flip them over. Make sure you get the back as well. Look at that one just peeling back off the bone. Oh. Alright, get the back side of it. Just like so. So this will be the first coat. And there'll be more coats in this. And yeah, I've probably got about the oven 150 degrees, 10 minutes, and then go back. So that will do, just put them on the oven thing like that, with the nice sauce over the top. One last coating, look at them. Wow, I'm so happy with them. Alright, now a slaw to go with everything else. Now I've just bought a pre-made slaw mix, but making my own dressing. So half a cup of mayonnaise, your preference, whatever one you fancy. Teaspoon of Dijon mustard, good teaspoon there, and a good couple of teaspoons of honey. One, two. Then they're heat teaspoons, obviously. Give that a good mix. I love this on this nice coleslaw like that. And half a lemon. Squeeze all the juice out of your lemon. That's the nice acidity it goes through the coleslaw. It gives it that freshness and just that sharpness. So that's beautiful there. Do all that. Mix that in like that. And then we've got our sauce for our coleslaw. And I'll just put that on there and give it a good mix now. Yum. Getting close, guys. I'll just mix that with the same little utensil because, well, why not? Why am I going to grab another one? It's dirty. Alright, everything's out of the oven now. What we're going to do is make a nice becky with it because we work hard for this. Get your cold glass, make your nice cold beer there. And we are just going to cut these ribs in half. Oh, I missed that bone. Flip it over, there we go. Oh, look at these. Oh, yum. See how thick that sauce is? So hungry. See, they're not falling off the bone, but you can see all that sauce there. We're just going to dive into this last one. Wow. That is so tender. But it's good because it's not falling apart. I don't want that. I sort of want that nice, even bite. We're just going to dive into these chips now. That is incredible. Nice chips. Crunchy, can you hear that? So there you have it. Your homemade pork ribs with your slaw. Your slaw is fantastic too, by the way. Nice, crunchy homemade chips. And of course, your sticky, tender pork ribs. My goodness, that is good. Who's going to try it?